Me, it's Constance with Charming Cousin Crafts here on Facebook or YouTube, Facebook and Instagram. And I'm a year behind, actually now that we're in 2020, I'm actually a year behind on actually making this ornament. You guys know that we bought our final home here in Texas. We retired. I was supposed to make an ornament for our home. And actually my husband wanted me to buy the key one that said our new home. And I was like, why should we do that? We actually have keys that look like, one of our keys actually look like the key for our new home. And then the other key actually was a skeleton key. And I was like, I could just make it. I never got around to it until actually last year, yesterday. And so I finally made it. And I put it up on the tree and I haven't been able to share it yet. And since the tree's gonna be coming down, this one probably won't come down until tomorrow. But I wanted to be able to share this one with you guys. It's a simple one, but I think it's cute. It's simple, but it's at the same time, it fits with us moving in here in so many ways, and I'll explain it as I go. But we don't use keys to the house. The house is key padded and fingerprinted, so I don't have to worry about it. And we have so many of the different ones on the house. Not all the batteries are going to go down, so I'm not worried about it. So anyway, I want to share this with you guys. Here is actually the back of it. This was the husband's key who had passed many years ago. But that's the back of it. And the significance to the log, and yes, you're seeing me use a lot of logs, but we had actually cut down like 75 trees. So I had to use the log, and the neighborhood went ape shit. And we're actually called the tree butcherers. That's actually our nickname. That's why they hate us. In addition to the fact that we bought her house. Her husband had died like 8 or 9 years before we bought the house, and she finally decided to sell the house. The fact that we bought the house and she left, and the fact that we're changing the house to where it's ours, and they don't like change. But yeah, I had to go with the log. But you know, I don't really care. They don't like change, even though they say they like what we're doing. They're talking behind our backs. And it's also why I had to, even though last year's ornament swap did well, people got bullied and shamed for wanting to do the swap this year. So I had several people come to me and tell me this 2 days before, and I had twice as many people planning to do it this year. And I had 7 last year, and I had like 15 that were planning it this year. And then 2 days before we had nothing. I actually set up a toy swap too, and nothing. And I was like, what the hell? And then I got personal messages from people telling me about this. And I was like, oh, I went off on the neighborhood. And I don't care. I'm very upfront, honest, and forward. And if they don't like it, I don't care. People don't realize we are who we are, and we give to the community. And they're finding that out between Halloween and what we do for Christmas. And we told them we are no longer doing it exclusively for this neighborhood. We opened it up to thousands of people. And they're not going to like foot traffic, especially after COVID is over. So don't care. But I didn't come here, and the program that I'll be starting is just whatever. But, you know, the keys are pretty cool. So, so this is, you know, I look at it this way, that this is, you know, this is them. This is the backside. And of course, this is the front of it. And that's what I thought was pretty cool, is that the actual key for 2019 was actually a house key. That's our home, our new home. And it actually worked. That's where I said to my husband, I said, why? They're actually paint pens, and I actually wrote it in green, but when I used my sealer, it actually turned the paint pens blue, which kind of works because my walls are kind of a wall. It's called beta fish. It was actually like a teal and like a turquoise. And when I antiqued them, they went darker. So it actually matches. So I'm actually happy about it. So our new home, and I kept it pretty simple, and my bows are moving now. So I was like, whatever. And I really didn't want, here, I twisted it for you guys to see it, and the bows moved. And I was like, you know, whatever. I think it's a pretty simple little ornament. It's actually better than the Hallmark one, in my opinion. And the significance with the log piece, with them calling us the tree butchers and us taking down 75 trees. 50 of them were really pretty not good. Well, some of them were cedar. About 25 of them or so were cedar. And then the rest of them were, you know, bad trees. So, I mean, we did take down maybe 15 of them that were actually healthy trees, but at the same time, we had to open up the canopies because the trees were actually growing sideways, no joke. And I mean, branches were all growing sideways. And I have pictures to prove it, video to prove it. So, you know, and whatever. But anyway, I love our new home ornament that was for 2019. It took me a year to make it, but hey, it's cute. I like it. And it's the actual original keys to the home. The locks we threw away a long time ago, so they're not usable anyway. But I hope you like it. The pictures are better. The bow looks better in the pictures before I twisted it. So enjoy it, and hope you had a happy new year and celebrated safely. Bye.